Welcome back to the Wildings Landing. Thank you for joining us. I thought today maybe we would take a little walk. Been developing the food forest a little bit and planting some things that maybe not everyone plants. Here you see our bananas. I just pruned those today, chopped and dropped all those leaves. And some of what I planted is ornamental, but it's okay. They're plants I love, so it's okay to include those, right? This would be one of those, and yeah, they look sad and droopy right now. They just got planted yesterday. They were transplanted from the yard in Jensen. That's a corn plant. Not a vegetable producing, obviously, but these bananas are just gorgeous. Never mind the brush pile that we still don't really know what we're going to do with. Probably break it down and put compost on it and plant something. That's my job. That's what I think. Our coconut palms are getting huge. Look at this baby. And behind the coconut palms is kind of where I've been planting today. This is our Florida Cranberry Hibiscus. Beautiful specimen. Something stepped on it down here, broke off a limb, but that's okay. This thing will put down roots and just spread. It's okay. It's doing it right there, as a matter of fact. I took clippings, which you can see where the clippings are because they're all droopy and sad right now. I took clippings from it, from my big one there, and planted them all behind my coconut palms. I hope this is coming up in the camera because there's a glare and I can't really see. I'm going to continue that through that little path over there. And then behind them I put more of the corn plants. You might not know this. A lot of people I find didn't when I had my nursery. But these things bloom and they smell like jasmine. And about 80% of the time, my breeze comes from this direction. So there's a reason for me planting these. And they do well in the shade, which right now they're not in the shade. But most of the time this is a fairly shady location. Planted another one right down here. But the cranberry hibiscus and spreading those, increasing those, and obviously increasing my production with the catalysts, leaves, etc. If you didn't know, those are absolutely edible. They make a catalyst that you can make a cranberry sauce from. It's called Florida cranberry sauce. I'm hoping to have enough catalyst to do that for Thanksgiving this year. Here's another one of our coconut palms. It's doing great. I have 5 of them in this little area. One right over there. There's a little tiny one in the middle that's never done real well, but I'm not giving up hope. And then there's another one right back there next to my snow on the mountain, which is there for color. If you're not aware of what this is, other than the fact that I really need to weed around it, Barbara, if you're watching this, I know you're like, eat that! Get that! This little bloom, this is a red button ginger, and it is edible. And people look at me like I am crazy when I tell them that it's edible until they try it. And then they don't think I'm so crazy. This is one of my top sellers when I had my nursery. I think Barbara bought most of them. But I was lucky to find this one in my yard when I wanted to come and bring some here. I've got new sprouts. It'll be a long time before I have the abundance that I once did. But that's okay. And you know what? If I don't have ants on this already, because they do get ants pretty quick, I'm trying it. Ah, I dropped it. They're incredibly sweet. They're great in salads. Great little texture. Little crunch. Not too crunchy, but a little crunch. Really good. I'll walk over here. Sorry for the shakiness. I am looking for a stabilization app. Not necessarily an editing app, but a stabilization app. And I'm trying very hard to hold my phone really stable. But that's hard. Our little kumquat. An amazing little tree. The kids absolutely love coming out here and grabbing one and eating them. Eli and Nevaeh ate enough of these last year. As a matter of fact, Eli ate a bunch of them. All of them. But Tag's still there. They're really, really good. And it's a pretty tree, too. I always get a ton of bloom drop on it, though, and I don't know why. It was literally loaded in blooms, and now I just have a few fruit. But that's okay. Maybe we'll see if we can plant some more of them, because they are enjoyable. Behind it, see this little mango tree. It's not so little anymore, Rachel. Check this out. It is almost neck high to me. Constantly loving life. A friend of mine, neighbor in Jensen, planted and gave me this as a land warming gift. It's one of my favorite fruits, so I was super happy. Here I have a couple of ornamental plumeria. Why the littler one's not blooming, I don't know. But we can take a look at these absolutely gorgeous flowers. I love, probably one of my favorites. One of my favorite flowers. Right back here we have a little rose apple tree. It was given to me by Miss Kim Luttrell. And it is the time of year that it likes to put off new shoot and new growth. It's getting a lot of water right now too. And over here we have guavas and mulberries. And if I call these elderberries, I apologize ahead of time. I say it all the time. When I know what I'm meaning, I just say the wrong thing. These are ever-bearing mulberries, given to me by Haley Hilton. I have a bunch of them. Cut the top off of this one this morning, propagated it over on the other side of the property where I planted 8 elderberry trees, or 6 elderberries, and 1 clipping of the mulberry. And make a little berry area up there, over there. This is a strawberry guava that needs my attention. Need to get the weeds out of it. Did I do this the last time I showed you guys the strawberry guava? For some reason this feels so familiar. But this little thing just fills up. I was looking at old videos, not of this property, but just pictures and things that I had taken in Jensen, and watching my granddaughter help me harvest these. Can I tell you that absolutely not a single one ever got to my kitchen? I mean, none got to my kitchen. But you know what? I didn't care. Uh-oh. We got a bad weed. Are y'all familiar with Florida holly? At least that's what I was raised calling it. That stuff's vicious. It has some other names too. Okay, now you can kind of see the strawberry guava. Pull all those weeds out of it. And this guava is not doing so good. I don't know whether it's just not getting enough sun. I don't know. Probably come put some nitrogen on it today and see if that kind of turns it around a little bit. And here's another one of our ever-bearing mulberries. And if you look, you can see we're getting some fruit. Isn't that cool? That's very cool. They're not ready yet, but we're getting some fruit. Behind them again, I have more bananas that were pruned again today. I say again because you can prune a banana every day, I swear. A little bit of exaggeration, but they come back pretty quick. We got a moringa here. I have a little moringa right there next to the bananas. Got some more moringa to bring up and plant. Now this guava is doing amazing. This guava just keeps it kicking. And so far, for this side of the yard, kind of this side of the property, kind of makes up our little food forest. Have some pineapples over here. We're not going to talk about my productivity this year because I got the cutest little freaking pineapple you've ever seen. Oh my gosh, it was adorable. And when it got ready, I didn't get to enjoy it. Something else did. So the pineapples are going to end up getting moved toward the back of the property. But yeah, this one's just turning around like crazy. This one's looking great. And I have 3 or 4 in the back too. I've got to find a place or figure out where I want to really grow those. Where I thought I did, I'm kind of changing my mind. But we'll see. If you have any suggestions for things we should plant in a fairly shady area with a little bit of pine, a little bit of oak covering, I would be happy for suggestions. In the afternoon, this is blazing hot sun. There is nothing over there to protect this from getting baked. So don't let the partial shade right now kind of fool you. Trust me, it gets a lot of sun. It's brutal up here. This is where we first camped. And in the afternoons, it's brutal. I'm going to transform this area. And I can plant up this area too. That wood's going to come out. All this crap's going to go bye-bye. And I think my dogs are barking at me because they were asleep when I came back here. Alright. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. Like, subscribe, share, comment. And don't forget I am collecting questions for the Q&A. I'd like to sit down maybe monthly, maybe, I don't know, however often I need to, and do a little Q&A with everybody. So if you have any questions, if I don't answer them immediately, know that I probably saved those for that video. Alright folks, thank you. Love you. Appreciate you. Do your thing with them buttons. Alright. Thank you. Bye.